Hello, and thanks for tuning in. Before we start today's episode, I just wanted to jump in here and say a big thank you to those of you who have tuned in to watch us and those of you who have hit subscribe. We'd really appreciate it if those of you who haven't would hit subscribe and maybe share some content and hit like. We're just getting started here, so we appreciate all the help you can give us. We have a ton of fun content coming up, not the least of which is going to be us getting this Morgan 38 ready to go for the season. We're going to be doing some racing and sailing along the Maine coast. We're going to be interviewing other boat owners. We're going to be talking to industry professionals about the state of the boating industry along the coast of Maine and beyond. And we're going to do it all with a little bit of humor and some fun. So please hit subscribe. Please share the content you feel is appropriate. And maybe click like and come along for the ride. We appreciate you and thank you very much. All right, guys. Welcome back, fellow boat fools. So listen, you want to know how you're a fool? And a boat fool? It's 35 degrees out, it's raining and snowing, and I just got our boat, our new stainless steel Lifelines. And because I am a boat fool, I am just, and it's December, I am up on the boat to put these on to see if they fit, because I'm just so excited. I can't freaking wait to see if these new stainless steel Lifelines will actually fit and actually do the trick. They were done by Bondell Sales here in Camden Rockport. They made our new jib, and they also made the main for this boat a couple years ago. Fantastic group, and like we've said, boat standards for bring on another 1,000. They were just about $1,000, but this boat is 38 feet. Double Lifelines, so that seems actually pretty reasonable to me considering it's stainless steel. So stay tuned, we're going to put this on and see how it goes. So we're going to start with the port upper gate and forward upper. So all nicely labeled, and I think if I recall how I did this when I took it apart, I got a lead from the aft to the bow to the turnbuckle up there. So we're going to give that a go and see how this works. So cross your fingers, because these are pretty sweet and I don't want to have to recut them. Okay, so I'm basically just cutting these open, and it's like spring loaded, so they'll uncoil. Try not to obviously do any damage. And my hands are frozen because I'm a damn fool and it's 35 degrees out and getting colder by the minute. But I'm stubborn. I love this boat and want to be out here doing this stuff. Honestly, this is like Christmas for me. I wish the other two owners were here to help me do this, because it's a little bit unwieldy. But we're going to give it a go. This is the end that goes through the turnbuckle at the bow. So we're going to run this up and see if it fits. There's no crew here. For the record, my hands are very cold.
You are nuts, and that's a conclusion based on fact.
Let's see how this is looking back here. Okay, now we're going to do the aft port upper. Hopefully, it'll be like the Transcontinental Railroad. Oh, almost forgot to do this one thing. Feed it through this. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but we'll give it a go, because that's an important part of the whole process. Got to have your backrest. All right, so I'll get that on, and then we'll connect. I'm not going to lie, my hands are frozen, but it's worth the pain. I just don't want to have the agony of defeat. I want this to work. And I think we're going to be in business here momentarily. And the real question is, yeah, that's pretty good. Could use a little more, but that's nice and firm. Got the backrest. I gotta say, never had these these foam backrests before, but boy, they really do make a difference. All right, let's see if we can tighten this whole thing up and see. Really hard to see this in undercover because they're stainless, but here's the line here, and here's the Pelican latch, and it fits beautifully. So just a little fine tuning here and there, and we're good to go on the uppers. So now we're going to try the lowers. Recognizing that this is tedious to watch, I really hustled and got this done quickly for you. So it went pretty quick, the whole thing. I'd say, up and down the bow, 2 minutes to do all that. So I don't know how much you guys can see, but when I'm up here working on the boat in the wintertime, I do like to come up and just check in on things and see how things are looking. Make sure I don't have any mice infestations. I check the ice box, make sure it's still pinked out. I check down in the hole, down in the bilge rather, to make sure that we still have some pink in there, which is good. I check the mouse traps just in case I don't see anything today, and just do a quick check on everything, make sure everything's looking all right. And mostly because I'm a damn boat fool, I like coming down and just smelling the smell of the wood down here, and dream of the high seas. And just FYI, I do put my screens in the winter just in case a critter gets on board. They can't get down below, like a bird or mouse, rat, whatever. So I check on everything, make sure everything's looking cool, and enjoy the smell of this fine boat. You can see I took this is just plastic here. I took these windows out, so that's going to be a project to get these new ones back in, but boy, it's going to improve the light down here. So that's it. Just want to do my, sort of my perimeter check, make sure everything's good, and just say hi to the old gal. All right, guys. So I got them on port and starboard. Everything seems to fit. Like I said, I don't have one of the stanchions up on the starboard side near the gate, so I can't tell if they're going to fit. I can't put that stanchion back in until we get the ladder down and the cover off anyway, in April or May. So we're kind of stuck. I'm going to assume it fits. The whole job took me about 30 minutes. And I just want to say how fantastic it is to just even get these small accomplishments done, these small jobs. And while it was a pricey job, it was paramount to safety and for any lofty goals of doing any offshore racing, because it's a requirement to have non-coated lifelines, so they had to be stainless steel or Dyneema. We went with stainless steel. I think it's a better look personally, and it will last longer. But I think it looks great. It's a different look. It's a more modern look, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all translates when we're on the water. But I'm psyched to have it done. I'm freezing my ass off. I'm a damn fool for being out here, but man, it's just, like I said, it's great to work with great people who understand what you're trying to do. And I know I've said Bondel's before. I love the people there. They're good folk. And that's not to say they're not other great places around. It's just all I'm familiar with. They're very helpful, and just for a newbie like me and a backyard sailor like me, it's been great working with them. For the three of us, I should say. In any event, so. That's a wrap for this one. We got the lifelines on, so we can check that off the checklist of things to do. And I'm going to go warm up. I think I need some whiskey or something. I'm freezing. And then I'm going to do some more small projects coming up here. I got to finish the cover for our engine instrument panel, and that might happen tomorrow. So there you have it. More soon. Okay, so I just want to recap the Lifeline situation real quick, because I want to state that
stainless and Dyneema are both viable options for Lifelines, and particularly uncoated stainless, especially if you're going to do any offshore racing. That's a regulation. And if you're buying an older boat, be cognizant of the fact that your boat probably does have coated plastic, stainless steel, and you need to check in the stanchions where the lifelines run through, because that's where the plastic will chafe off and salt water will get in and start corroding. And I will put these pictures up again so you can see what I'm talking about. And ours were in really rough shape, and I'm glad that we made the effort to change these out, because it's an accident waiting to happen. And by accident, I mean probably at mooring with a cocktail in the hand, leaning back against the lifeline and having it snap and going ass over tea kettle. From my perspective, I would never attach a safety harness line to a lifeline. I would instead attach a harness to a jack line that I would run as close to the center of the boat as possible, because the idea is you don't want to go over into the water in your harness, because that is bad. If you can't release quickly, you're going to drown. So if the boat's going at any speed. So in any event, lifelines are not the last line of defense. They're just, so to speak, they're just to keep you on board, an extra hand grip if you need it, keep things on board. So the load factor is almost irrelevant between stainless and Dyneema. Dyneema is stronger, but at that level of load, that's never going to happen unless it's catastrophic, and that would be bad in either case. So in any event, if you're buying an older boat, be cognizant of the fact that if it has coated plastic, to check carefully in the stanchions and where your turnbuckles and other fasteners connect. Those are the weak areas, and look for any cracking in the plastic and any rust coming through. And if you see some, be proactive and get those replaced with either Dyneema or stainless. Ours is 1x19 strand stainless, and I found that from a cost standpoint, they're pretty much interchangeable. And it just depends if you're doing the work yourself or having a professional do it. And if you're uncertain of your abilities to do it, just pay a professional to do it, because you will rest easy when you're leaning back against that lifeline with your sundowner. All right, so that's it for this week. I am off to Rhode Island for a marine diesel mechanics class for 2 days, and I will report back on any interesting things that I learn about, and I'll try to get some images from that class, but I don't know what I'm going to find when I get down there. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking and sharing, and we'll see you next week.